Super Dave here with another Super Dave review. Super Dave here with another exciting Masterverse review, and this time a new Eternia Masterverse figure. Excited about this one. It is Buzz Off. Just take a look at him. He is looking amazing. Really like the way he looks, the way he came out here. Has that helmet, but this time it looks cool. I thought a lot of times the ones that came with the vintage, even the classics one, kind of look dorky. I personally preferred the Mike Young production Buzz Off head that came in that pack, that head pack that Classics released from the 2000X line. But this guy gets really close to that, as well as Classics, still staying true to the full Buzz Off look, wings and everything, plus adding some of those new Eternia flares. So really like that. There's that bookend on the side. Awesome artwork on the back as well. Always enjoy that. You see the others in the line. The only one I've not been able to get a hold of yet is Faker. I'll be doing these other two soon, but this is probably, other than Faker, my favorite, and he still may be my favorite out of this wave, now not counting the deluxe figures. But just take a look at that, and then there's that bio. If you'd like to pause and read that now, you can. All right, let's go ahead and break open Buzz Off and check him out. And here on Eternia, as many of the Eternian and Masters of the Universe allies come together, we're going to take a look at none other than Buzz Off. The new Eternia Buzz Off, and he is looking really cool here. And first, we're going to take a look at his accessories. Buzz Off does not come with any hands or alternate hands. He actually comes with those, I guess, B-type claws, and then you have a helmet that has almost kind of like a chameleon style paint, but it doesn't change colors, but it's that bluish green. It looks really neat, almost looks metallic in nature, and that's a translucent helmet. And then he comes with his traditional vintage style axe. Almost like a fireman's axe with the handle and the cover around it, the cuff cover around the hilt there of the handle. And it is just a cool looking bluish, almost metallic looking, dark bluish gray axe there with a point on top. So that's really neat looking. And so we will also count that harness around his chest as an accessory, because that's removable. And of course he comes with his wings, and I don't think they're removable, but we'll check. But you know, mixed reviews on the face sculpt. I think it looks pretty cool. It's almost, you know, a mix between the goofy and the serious. Still think I'm a bigger fan of the 2000X head, but we'll take a look at it with that helmet. But it's not bad. He's got kind of a turquoise greenish blue eyes, kind of a sea green eye color there with some slits in it. So definitely a lot of B looking characteristics. I like some of the paint apps and what they've got going on here, which is new. And then of course sculpting is new. Looks like we're going to be seeing it again probably in Clawful, as some have mentioned, which I agree with that. And but there's a lot of new material here as well, so that's really cool. So now let's take a look at our Buzz Off's articulation and take a closer look as well. All right, taking a closer look at our Buzz Off here. Let's bring him on in a little closer. Can really pose him out. I don't know, the helmet is cool, but it almost makes his head look really big opposed to his body. I'm still personally, just me griping a little bit, just mixed about the head sculpt, but it is better than, I would say, in my opinion, the vintage. But you can see that is a translucent plastic. See that that's a translucent plastic there. Again, you see the part that comes around the front, kind of like some antennas coming off the top. And it's hard to tell a little bit, but there is some design work on the very top there, the crown of the helmet, even on the back here. Has a real gold look here in this lighting. But those eyes are what really sell me. I like the eyes. I think they're really neat. They just look so cool. Just check it out how they do in the light. I'll go ahead and put it back on him as well here, just to kind of give you another peek at it on his head. Looks good. And then again, you have this really neat chest armor or chest strap here that goes around, and that's really neat, the translucent jewel there that has kind of the same color going on as his eyes have, and it just really looks good. And it is removable. You have the straps back here that you can pull out and untab those and take that off, and we'll do that in a little bit, but I want to keep it on right now because I like it. You have really neat stripes, of course, that go along with the bee look. You have a neat belt here with some triangle shapes, kind of a new Eternia look instead of just your, everybody having the same belt like we saw in the classics and the vintage. And then you have this little part, almost skirt part coming off the side that almost kind of looks like some armor, some bee armor. Bees are pretty tough bugs and are amazing. They're miracles of God, just the fact that they can fly. And then let's look at their wings back here. Go ahead and take a look at those. And you see they have like almost like veins in the wings, the translucent wings, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 large and 2 small, and they are individually hinged and positioned where they can turn and be maneuvered. There's a little bit of a ratchet to the bigger ones so that they'll stay in place, and then they can also come back like that. So we're getting into the articulation now, but you can see how they can go back, but then they can also come all the way down and bring those small wings in and bring those larger wings down, so you have that landed look, almost like a fly, or I guess bee, if you will, look. But that's really neat. And again, they'll even come out like that if you want them to. Now the small ones do not. They just come up full circle. They'll do pretty much 180 there, the smaller wings. So you're going to be able to get all kinds of neat looks going on there with those wings. I think that's cool. And I don't really think, I guess you could unpeg those, but I'm not going to try to do that because I don't want to loosen it up. So I'm going to say they're not removable unless you just really pry them off there, because you can remove that harness piece. And the harness piece is designed where it does kind of almost cover up the break there in the diaphragm joint. So that's really neat. If you like the, that seamless look, which is definitely the trend for articulation in this day and time. So I appreciate that. So going on to the head, he's going to be able to look up a good amount for flight poses. That's pretty good. He's going to be able to look down all the way. He does get some head pivoting and side to side. And you can pop that head off, so we can try on that 2000X Classics head pack head here in just a moment when we do comparisons. But his arms will get 360. He's going to come out at least 90 degrees for both sides, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which get really good range there. And I'm going to go ahead and remove this axe because look, you swivel, but you also have hinges on the claw. The bottom short piece of the claw hinges. Nope, it's the top piece. It's the larger piece here that will maneuver, and so you can pinch and hold on to whatever he's holding on to, his axe or whatever. And so that's cool, and it swivels, so that's neat. He's got removable bracelets. They probably are glued down kind of like He-Man's, but it looks like the same gauntlet as He-Man, just different bronzish gold color. You see the type scale almost look, bee look, and then the accents on his shoulders, on his arms, forearms, and area. So that's really neat. The musculature still there. Going on down to his legs before we go into the diaphragm, I just wanted to mention that there is some shading See if you can see it there good in the light. There's some shading here in the leg region, like where it blends from his boots, or his legs rather, into his thighs. And of course there's those notches on the side of his legs on both sides. So I just really like that shading that they did around the legs there. It looks really good. It's like speckled. So that's just a really, good attention to detail. And again, there's that belt and the free loin cloth kind of in the front, kind of like Masterverse, Masters of the Universe, trademark, but then with the almost armor shaped skirt parts on the side. So I appreciate this uniqueness and the detail. But let's go ahead and look at the diaphragm. He's going to be able to crunch forward about that much. He's going to be able to bend back a pretty decent amount there. That's pretty good. Move those wings just a little bit so it's not hitting my hand. But you see how he's going back a pretty good amount there too. And then of course he's going to be able to get side to side motion and swivel. He's swiveling really well. They must have improved this in this wave, because some of them, it felt really like, you were afraid you were going to pop something or break something when you tried to turn them a lot. But this one turns really tight but yet fluid, almost like a tripod, a quality tripod. Those of you who do these videos know what I'm talking about. Then he's got, of course, swivel at the waist. He's going to be able to get full splits, just like most Masterverse figures. Thigh cut, which is hidden well by that skirt piece. Double jointed knees, which are really tight, but they get in there really nice. And he has boot cut. He's going to be able to get full tiptoes there, go up all the way. Has ankle rockers, really unique shape to these bug-like feet. And then, of course, you have the peg hole in the bottom. So excellent pinless articulation on this buzz off. I give him a 10 out of 10 for that, at least. For the like I say, I'm not altogether sold on the face, which is not bad, but while we're talking about that, let's go ahead and move on to his comparisons, and we'll take a look at him beside the other buzz offs. All right, here's our buzz off classics, Motu classics. And you can see just one set of wings on either side, whereas on this one you have pretty much the same style of wings, but the pieces are separate. Whereas over here, it's almost like that bottom piece, it's just combined, it's united as one, so that it moves together, and it'll do, the articulation as well, but together. But the classics one has this that we saw with Web Store and Clawful and some of the other bug crustacean type action figures, and that's this leg part, and I think Mosquitor had it as well. Yeah, he had it as well. So kind of see almost like, I guess, another set of legs back there, and they're articulated. So we don't have that on this buzz off. So that's a cool difference. Of course, you have pins, as you can see throughout this one. Still have those leg nodules or things there on the legs. Now, as usual with classics, in Motu Classics, you had a buck underneath this over part, this part that went over it, and so it's really thick and limits his articulation as far as his ab crunch, because he has this layer over top of the main buck. But you can still see the scaling, very similar in design, kind of like some texturing and scaling on the shoulders as well as on the neck region, and you had that here as well. A little bit more detailed and defined on the classics, but that was to be expected. There's that head sculpt. Now, I apologize, I do not have the helmet. I never liked that helmet that looked like he had big goggles on the top. There's a picture of it there, but I couldn't find it, nor could I find his brown axe. I think his axe was brown, but he had the traditional classics, and I would say vintage as well, belt. Just about everybody had the same belt, just varied in colors. Whereas with New Eternia, you have a little bit of a difference here going on with the belt, like we showed, and a little bit more of a slender frame, because you don't have a covering piece over top his main butt. That chest piece is his chest itself. So you can decide which head sculpt you like the best, But as far as that Motu Classics head pack that we got, well, I went ahead and put that on my second Masterverse New Eternia Buzz Off here. Because if you get more than one, and you know, you could army build with these because there were a race of bee people, and I've got the chest armor back on this one. I had removed it here so you kind of see what that looks like. But I actually popped on that head. Now that's the head that I like. It was the head that we saw in the Motu 2000X Mike Young production.
Right, fixed. Count me in.
Those tall antennae, the elongated face, the greenish metallic eyes. I just really like that head sculpt. It's my favorite. And boy, does that not look good on this one. Looks excellent. So there you have your regular Buzz Off, and you know, you could get another one. You could, if I can find one, maybe if they start actually selling these in store, and actually have another one with the helmet on, like so. But what I was thinking about doing is you could actually make this one your main Buzz Off. He's got that armor and that cool looking head. And then these are the minions. These are the other civilians, whatever, you know, and have them looking different because of the different things you could do with the wings and the heads and, you know, just various things. So in my Masterverse, Multiverse, I'm going to make this my Buzz Off right here with the new Masterverse body, and then the Motu 2000X Mike Young head sculpt there from Classics. And I just think that is so cool. I love it. I think that looks good. So there you have it. And man, do I love this. You have the Buzz Off that I'm gonna consider Buzz Off, the leader here, with the Classics head sculpt there. I've got that along with the Masters of the Universe Masterverse 40th anniversary He-Man from that 2-pack where we had Skeletor and He-Man from the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 2-pack where we had the more metallic looking harness and the real metal weapons and shield and more the classic look with the classic insignia logo on the chest plate and the ripped abs and just the thicker chest. Man, looking at him next to Buzz Off, I just love this. I like this Buzz Off. I mean, man, I am so stoked over this figure. I think he is a jewel, and I like the fact that we can army build. There's a look at them again, and just notice even beside Fisto there and the other Buzz Off character here with the helmet, check a look at just how much taller Masterverse is than the Classics Buzz Off, with him standing straight up with the wings in similar folded down position. You can see that the Masterverse figure is a good almost ½ inch taller, especially with the helmet on, but he may not be as thick, but he's taller, and they just look great together. I just love to have a whole swarm of these. I like them. I like this Buzz Off. And hopefully I will be able to get some more of them soon, because I really think that it would be cool to have like an army of these. That's neat, army build with these. More so than any of the other ones that I've seen. I think that's kind of my plan here, because you have different looks that you can give them. You know, that's the one thing I'm not sure about Web Store. You know, if he's going to be able to have that opportunity, because you know, we're going to be able to make him look different, because there was, you know, a whole race of them as well as our Stratos with the Avion people. So let's go ahead and take a look at Stratos next to Buzz Off as well here. And here is Buzz Off next to our Stratos and his daughter Avery here. You can check out my review I did on this Masterverse New Eternia Stratos. And I talk about how I took this Fortnite Valkyrie girl and made her Stratos' daughter Avery, which is mentioned in the comics. Of course, we don't really see her, I don't think, but I think she looks like she would come from a Stratos, an Avion race person, because remember, Stratos' wife was a human, so, or an Eternian. So anyway, there is Buzz Off next to our Stratos, and there's the other Buzz Off. You want to see him with the helmet on again, with those cool claws. I think that's cool that they made the claws articulate. I didn't mention it earlier in comparisons with the Classics Buzz Off, but his claws are not able to articulate. There's no hinge. They can swivel, but they do not hinge, whereas the new Masterverse Buzz Off swivels and hinges on his claws. So that is cool. He can hold stuff. Looking great together here. One thing I remember about the Mike Young production is Ram Man did not always get along with Buzz Off. I'm looking forward to getting the Masterverse Ram Man. I think he is going to be more slender, kind of like our Buzz Off is more slender than the Classics. This Classics Ram Man is massive. He's just really thick and wide, but he is shorter, which really, I think I'm going to really enjoy using this Ram Man more so. I don't know. We'll see when I get him in hand. I just think this Ram Man is looking awesome. I'm just not liking some of the pictures I've seen of the other Ram Man, but I have to get him in hand before I can know for sure. But what I mean is, Ram Man, unless you go by the Mike Young production version, usually was shorter. So the fact that this Ram Man is a little bit shorter, you know, but thicker, kind of goes along with it. And this guy's just so detailed and thick and heavy and bulky. Just look at those arms. But yeah, I like where this is going. I mean, doesn't this just look awesome to have these in frame all together with He-Man and Roboto and Man-at-Arms and Fisto, and there's Man-E-Faces back there, and then some other allies that go along with Teela, you know, and others from Mythic Legions back there. And again, I like Windhammer as a good guy for Eternia just because of the way he's dressed and the way he looks. There's Orko back there. There's Lion-O with his girlfriend from the Avatar movie. But anyway, just awesome. So thank you so much for joining us. Please like if you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you've not done so. It really helps this channel out, and we appreciate it. Trying to get to 2,000. Yes. And also comment if you have something to say, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Enjoy these photos in the photo gallery.